Hello, everybody. Master University Doc here, freaking out my family with a louder video than before. They are awake, so I'm just gonna be weird this time. And they're probably gonna be really, or my wife, she's gonna be really weirded out by the fact that I just did another video right after the first one. So I don't know. But anyway, she might be rolling her eyes right now. I'm not even sure. So this video is kind of related to the last. I tend to do videos in like chunks because I feel like if I get free time to do a video, I'm gonna just kill it, just get it all done, and just promote them throughout time. But this video is kind of about taking baby steps in your business. The first steps that you're gonna take are always gonna be the hardest. There's plenty of stories and analogies I can make about how, the person who's doing it on their own, kind of roughing it, and got up to a certain a proficiency. You know what I mean? Like, say you dropped a guy off in a desert, right? And he had nothing but, like, I guess a typewriter, and he didn't know how to type, and he just had like two finger typing, and it took him like he got used to it, but it took him like a few years to get up to, like, say 30 words an hour, right? And or a minute. Wow, an hour. That's slow. It takes him 3 years to get 30. Anyway, he gets 30 words a minute, right? Yeah, that sounds about right. And then he's just like coming back to the States or something weird. I mean, I'm probably like butchering this analogy, but he comes back to the States, and then somebody tells him, or he finds an ad online on the computer, that somebody can teach him how to do 90 words a minute. Okay. Now, he would not believe the person's claim. He'd think it was a scam because he's just like, I was doing this for 3 years and I only got up to 30 words per minute. 95, 90, that's not happening. You can't do that. And what people do in their business, when you see results, when you hear about people making 10,000, 20,000, even $5,000 a month from home, it seems like the person's like a superhero for doing it. You know what I mean? A lot of people are coming out of MLM, and apparently they don't make that kind of money unless they're superheroes, so to speak. But really, what I'm here to talk to you about is how consistent activity and baby steps really create the momentum, you know what I mean, that allows it to become easier, because the person who can type for like 200 words a minute, is doing way less work than the person who can probably only type 15 words a minute. You know what I mean? Like, all of this is way harder than actually learning how to type. I should know because I started to try to learn how to type in order to get a certain job. And I already kind of had some contemporary knowledge, but I just didn't have the practice. So I knew how to place my fingers, I knew how to type, but looking down always slowed me down. And actually committing to remembering the letters and where they were on the keyboard made it easier for me to actually type faster. And I'm doing way less work to type these days than I did way back when I was first learning. I mean, I'm not a like expert by any means, but I did get up pretty high. I mean, I got to like a 75 or something before I stopped, and I'm probably like terrible at it again, but I could probably go back and learn some more. But the whole point is baby steps, right? Another story. In my last video, I talked about how my child was born. I just had her baby. We just had her baby like 6 weeks ago. Um, we just kind of celebrated like her month anniversary on the 15th. So I don't know what date it is. The date is today, but um, it's been like a wild ride. We've been learning a lot. We've been doing a lot with her, and she's been growing, and she's growing really fast, and it's been a really incredible experience. And we've had the opportunity to kind of be there for her the whole time. And what's really funny is that she, at first, when we first had her, and I was up really late at night because she would cry, and I wanted to stay up so that Mary could sleep, um, my wife. And I was trying to feed her the bottle that the hospital was giving us. They would give us all these bottles, and I'm like, all right, well, I gotta make sure I feed her whenever she gets hungry. I don't know how often that is. I don't know when that's gonna be. I just know that she'll cry, and then she'll turn her head, and that's a sign that she's hungry. I was like, okay, I can do that. But then I would give her the bottle, and I was confused because I'd look at her, and the bottle would be in her mouth, but then she wouldn't take it. And it just really meant that she didn't know how to suckle. The nurse had to come in, and I was just like, the nurse asked me, "Have you been feeding her?" I was like, "Well, she hasn't really been taken. I don't think she's hungry. She's not eating anything." And the nurse went and she took the baby, and she kind of took the bottle. She made it, and she, did the thing she was supposed to do. I guess she's supposed to shake him. I can't remember. It was so long ago. And she starts to feed the child, but she swirls the bottle around in her mouth until she takes it. And I'm like, so wait, does that mean that she's been hungry this whole time and that I just didn't know how to feed her? And she was like, well, I said, what's going on? I want to know. She was just like, um, the baby sucking on the bottle is a learned habit. It's a learned behavior. She has to get used to it, and then she'll start eating more. And I was like, wow, babies don't even know how to eat when they're born. I knew that they didn't even know the difference between pooping and not pooping, because of a story that one of my mentors told me about. And I knew that they, aren't even capable of really like holding themselves up. Like that was really fun for me to figure out because, you think of babies crawling all the time, but like when they're newborns, like when they're really just cutting out, like they can't even hold their head up, like we are talking about tummy time. I'm like, what's tummy time? And it's like, oh yeah, they need to build the strength in their neck muscles in order to learn to hold their head up so that they can even begin to start to crawl. I'm like, wow, that is a lot of things that come before crawling and between eating. It's just ridiculous. They can't see colors. They're not really good at seeing things with, low contrast. It took her like, I think 3.5 weeks, 4 weeks before she could even follow me with her eyes. Like she would slowly turn her head to see where I went. And that's development for a kid. That might just be where you are in your business right now. You might not know the difference between pooping or not pooping. You might not even know how to hold your head up. You might not even know how to suckle. But the point is, you might look at somebody who's walking around, who's running, who's playing baseball, who's driving cars. You might think, man, these guys, like, I'll never get there. Like, can't even, you know, place an ad, or I don't even know the first thing about building a website or blogging, or what am I going to write about? And I don't know what I'm supposed to read. And there's just like so many things that people just getting started are having as hurdles in their business. And they got to realize that there's three things that you need. All right. One, you need a mentor. You need a leadership to follow that are going to tell you what steps to take on a regular basis so that you can create success in your business. All right. Two, you need to form habits. Just like our daughter had to form, her name's, I don't know if I should say it, Mary might get mad at me, but our daughter had to form the habit of suckling before she could even eat as a child in this world. So, like, don't feel too bad if you're there. You just got to learn. You got to do it. And nobody's going to put the bottle in your mouth. All right. Unfortunately, for us to build these habits, we have to be the ones to kind of take the initiative in order to create them. So even if it is a small step, maybe just shooting a video like this. Oh, I don't have any results. I don't know what to tell people to make myself look, you know, credible. I'm like, use somebody else's results. There's success everywhere. There's big and there's small success stories, but really what people relate to more are the small ones. So find a small success story and post it. Make it relatable to people. Form the habit. Shoot a video, make a blog. I don't know what to write about, what you're passionate about. Just get into the habit of blogging. It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be a sales blog. It doesn't have to be SEO optimized 100% just to get started. No, you don't need all that. You just need to learn to sit on your computer and instead of get on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or whatever, Tumblr, you need to sit there and actually post a blog. There's plenty of ways to automate it, but if you don't have content, you don't know how to write content, you got to start there. All right. Marketing. A lot of people get hung up on marketing. I have a bunch of business cards to my online website. I hand that out. That's marketing. Like touch marketing. All right, but you can easily find other ways to market. You can go to Facebook groups. You can do things with your friends on your Facebook page. You can share. You can promote it. You can tag people. They might be annoyed, but find ways. And if you have money and you have a budget for marketing, don't be afraid. Just track. You have to learn to track. And again, more on that in other videos, but just got to get started. So that's number two. And number three is just be consistent. Don't be discouraged. I made another video talking about turning mountains into molehills. Just kind of how to keep from being overwhelmed in your business. And the really most important thing about that is just to make sure that you don't get discouraged. You got to make sure that you visualize yourself getting the work done and then you go and do it. And then when you've already set it in your head that it's already done, when you've already kind of told yourself that that's what's going to happen and I'm going to feel the feeling of relief of having it done and putting it out there and sharing it and promoting it and blah, 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 then it's not so hard to get started on it because you've already decided. You've made a decision to actually make that content. So that's how this content got here. And I mean, that's one step further in my business. It doesn't have to be pretty, it doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, this laptop is literally on a stack of books on my table. And I only did that to keep it elevated a little bit more. And I had to adjust it because the part of the laptop that it's using, the prop up my phone is like end of shot. I mean, I'm pretty transparent here. Not anything fancy. I used to make videos on a HD webcam with a little tripod, and I had a background with like all these posters that I put together from my old art class and from things that I got from my job. And I was like taking the video and I was rendering the video on my computer, my desktop computer, and I would take it and I would put the files on there. I have to put it in a special SD card and then put the SD card into my computer, take the files, put them through Windows Media Maker, and then I would create cuts. This was such a time consuming process. And what was I really getting across? You know, like shorter videos. I'm sorry if it's a video that's longer than 10 minutes. My bad. I could have made it shorter, but I'm really passionate about what I talk about. And I gotta stop being afraid, in which now I'm not, because that's what I was thinking before. I was like, my video has to be perfect. It can't be too long. I watched a YouTube tutorial and it has to be this certain length, and I gotta make sure that it's full, chock full of content, and there's a break in the beginning. No, just straight consistent content, because that got painful. It got really tedious. It got really annoying. It became really hard to do. And it was exactly what my mentor told me not to do. It was everything he told me not to do. And I understood after a while why I was supposed to do it. So let's just get started. Baby steps, you know? You gotta learn to suckle before you can learn to hold your head up, before you can learn to see, before you can learn to even start to begin to try to crawl. All right, this is how it is. So, hope you guys like this video. Hope this helped you out a little bit if you're stuck in your business. And I think that a lot of people need this information more than they need the like nuts and bolts and know-how. You know, somebody to just tell them, yeah, it's okay to not know the difference between pooping and not pooping. So if you like this video, share it with somebody you know who's struggling, and definitely like and subscribe. Check out my other videos on my YouTube. Check me out on Facebook. My fan page is facebook.com/masterversitydoc. All right, and then my website is in the link just below, and as well as that, and check out my blog posts if you want more information on the know-how, and I'm going to do a lot more on the mindset. You got to have that too. So thank you guys very much. Master University Doc out, and you guys have a great day.